All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
What's up, everyone? How we doing? Welcome to the At the Close show. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin with you for the final 28 minutes or so of this week's trading session. Crazy week, and another week, another all-time high. That's what we're going to end. If we don't end at exactly all-time highs, we're going to end like just off all-time highs, at least in the S&P and the NASDAQ. Joel, share your charts if you can, please, and show us what is happening today besides all-time highs, which we know.
Yeah. I'm having all-time highs, all-time closing highs by a wide margin, and you know what that means? That means more all-time highs, and I don't know by a wide margin, but S&Ps, little dip off the open early, some selling going on. Really couldn't even get into the top of the actual range, the range that extended till 5 o'clock. Mid to low 72.50, and then once you took out that former all-time high at 84.5, believe me, I had a buy stop in there, and it got filled, and it was an instant winner, chicken dinner. I didn't think it would be go another 20 handles, but oh well, that's what you get for thinking. But there you go. The high is 44.0550. We're 3 points away from that. We had a little bit of a pullback. I don't rally into the close, perhaps, folks, but the former all-time closing high is 43.6775. So you're talking about a new all-time high, not by a small margin, but by a wide margin. And if we do the CMG trick here, when you make a new all-time high by a wide margin, what do? You keep on going. Crude up 15 cents at 72.06, getting back half of that move and just kind of hanging out at 72. No one wants to sell it at 72. Gold, that's down 310. Actually, 3 days of matching ranges. So maybe we'll get a little move either up or down in gold on Monday. Silver in the red by 12 cents, 25.26. Bitcoin in the red by 210 at 32,205. Ethereum goes from green to red. That's down just about $10 here at 2020. So, Mr. Spencer Israel, should we cover some of these earning stocks? Do we want to just cover the crazy stocks? What do we want to do?
Well, it's interesting. I think that the dichotomy between Twitter and Snapchat today, because Snapchat did stop and then resumed higher again. Twitter stopped and never resumed. It actually opened at the high of the day, I think.
Very close to the high of the day. And man, they're tough stocks. I don't know why Twitter reacted. I mean, it got way overdone in the pre-market. I mean, that's 76. You could kind of tell that it got, what did it get to? 76, like 75. But you could just kind of tell that that there were sellers out there. Like after they concluded the after hours trading this morning, well, I want to get out at 74. And then, right before the open, it looked like sellers came down to 73. You got that pop and it held it. What I think is interesting about this chart, and if you don't like to chase things, it actually, and I did say this on the show, it did come into the top of yesterday's range, believe it or not. The top of yesterday's range was 70.13, and you got to 69.88. So if you're doing a short on something like that, for whatever reason, I mean, shorting's bad, especially in this market, keep an eye, because there's really no gap fill there in Twitter, because it came down and kind of drifting up towards the close. So let's take a look at Twitter. They still got a ways to go to a new all-time high, but boy, oh boy, Snapchat, that one had the jets on. Once again, we talk about what happens if you take out the pre-market high. We did note more during the show that was trading at the pre-market high, but it was bid. It was bid. It wasn't offered. It was bid. Well, I guess there were bids and offers there, but it was holding up. And you have that kind of elevated move, and then you're still holding up. Boom! You got the follow through. New all-time high here for Snapchat, platform I personally never have used, probably never will. But you got a big gap of going here. Snapchat dragging along for the ride. Facebook got a price target raise. There you go. Gap and go on that. Oops, let me turn that off. Sorry about that. And that was not an emergency call. And what else do we have here? We mentioned Facebook, Google. That thing is just quietly just been moving up. And then, boom, this is a big explosion for Google.
Oh, you sure you don't need
hold on 1 sec. Hold on.
All right. Well, I'll let Joel take that call. Wall Street Cobra. No, obviously, Citadel does not own Benzinga. Who owns Benzinga? Jason Raznick owns Benzinga, actually, and a handful of other VCs own Benzinga. That's who owns Benzinga. Joel, are we back? Are we good? Shoot. Wait, fix your headset. You're on mute now. I think it's your headset. All right. It's okay. It's Friday, guys. Also, when Joel gets back, I saw the comment, Emily. I think it was Emily in the chat. Joel, we have you back. What's going on here?
What an interruption.
Okay. Wait.
The S&P.
Okay. Okay. Joel, I think it was Emily in the chat who noted that the introduction to professional trading with PreMarket Prep is sold out. Don't worry, Emily. I think Joel and Dennis have more room, but I shouldn't speak.
I don't think it's sold out. Is that what she said? Or
no, I'm on the page. That's what the page says. I think that's a mistake, Emily. So don't worry about it.
Okay, I will check with that.
Yeah. Check with the developers. I know that's what it says. I don't think it's really sold out. So technical difficulties, but they'll get
all kinds of technical difficulties here. But okay, let's resume.
Sorry. Let's talk about Roku today. This was silliness. We knew that Roku had a deal with NBC to broadcast the Olympics. This was announced, I think, last week, if not before that. The Olympics start today, and what happens? Roku goes up 11.5%. This is so this is like on days when Dennis says that the market is so stupid, like this is what he's talking about. This is so stupid. This is not even new news.
Boy, oh boy. This is my pre-market prep stock of the day.
Yeah.
And
where's the Roku chart? You're on Google.
I'll show you the Roku chart here. Boy, oh boy. You guys got me. Okay. And still sharing my charts?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. You got this news that the coverage of the Olympic Games is going to begin. There's exclusive coverage right here, right? Boom. And so you had that move on Tuesday, and then today you had the actual start of the games.
Well, not technically, but like the official started a few days ago, really. But yes, the ceremony was this morning.
Right. So I just think it's kind of like you have the catalyst, you have the news, and then you just kind of have the catalyst again. So that's really the only thing. There was no other news. I think maybe investors are thinking that that maybe there's more to this Comcast, right, and Roku partnership. So that's the only thing that I could think of. Opened up strong, and it actually did even started in the pre-market. So a lot of different things going on here. Roku just ripping at the highs of the session, at the highs of taking out the June high. The only thing left here, I mean, just the way things go to all-time highs here, What's the all-time high in Roku? 486.72. I mean, at this clip, I don't think we'll see it today, but that's really the only level. That was a February high.
Look at tech today. Basically, if you're a tech stock, you're up, with the exception of Intel and Oracle, and a couple other ones. But basically, all of tech is trading higher. Google and Facebook are a big reason for that, right? You had the Google chart up before. Google's up 3.5%. Facebook's up 5.5%. So just a great day for tech, unless your name is Intel or Oracle, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my Intel getting pounded here. But Google has just been on a quiet march here, and I think what the street's looking at here is, just if it's good for Twitter, if it's good for Snapchat, good for Facebook, and who's the king of all this? Google, right? So Google breaking out, busting out. I don't know. Let's just get crazy and say, 3,000 on the brain. I'm looking at the Goog without the L. But man, this thing, Google had been quiet, but made that move in 20 and just has continued. I can't give you any levels when there's not any levels.
I mean, that's the whole market.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole market right now.
I'm a little surprised that Apple didn't take out that 150. That was a high before. That's trading up $1.76. But we got those big boys reporting next week, so maybe that will be the trick to send them to back over that 150 level.
Yeah, that's a good point. Apple on the 27th, Facebook on the 28th. Amazon, I didn't write Amazon down for some reason. I'm 99% sure they're Tuesday or maybe Wednesday. Let me look it up right now. I don't even have to guess. I can just look it up for you. Amazon's on Thursday. I'm sorry. So Amazon is Thursday along. So we have Amazon Thursday, Facebook Wednesday, Apple Tuesday. So next week is going to be the big week for earnings. You know what I'm looking forward to? On Monday, I believe, is the analyst quiet period ends for DD. So I can't wait to see what these analysts are going to say about DD. All these underwriters, these analysts who underwrote these firms who underwrote the IPO on DD. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh God,
on Monday.
You know what I would do if I was an analyst on that?
You would stop coverage.
I would call in sick.
Yeah, that too.
That's what I would do. I would call in sick. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be there. I would say, "Oh, I got a doctor's appointment that day."
Yeah.
Let's just take a look. I mean, these Chinese stocks. I mean, they're just their own government is going against them. I mean, what worse news can you have? Down $7.50 in Baba, holding Monday's low, so that's good news. DD had been holding that 11. It had held up for a long time. That took that out 2 days in a row. I don't know where you go, where you're hiding this. I also saw Billy got hit off this, right? Down $13.50. I mean, it's carnage across the board. I don't, if you're trapped in these things, then, you have to reevaluate. But just unbelievable news coming out. And, I mean, it was a Bloomberg report. If China comes out and, refuse to report over the weekend, you could get a rebound. But what's the other one? TAL? I mean, that just hasn't had much.
There's like a half dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. If you look at what your down filter today, it's basically all China. It's the only. If I go on my Benzinga Pro, I go to my movers tool, look at what's down. Basically all Chinese stocks.
When did you get out of your KWAB?
I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I think.
Oh, that's a good move.
I haven't even looked at it since. What's it doing?
Yeah.
AW. Oh yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Well, good for you. I know you held that for a while.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, is that back to where I bought it? No, not quite. Anyway,
I guess the only thing is, when you see, runs on. I mean, you can do your numbers, your levels, or whatever. But I mean, if you look at that, if you look at a monthly chart, you look at that K Web, it got over 100 in January, right?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
it was, or in February, and then it came down. You had the low of the month just around 90. It had no problem taking that out in March. Then you get that big red candles. Big red candles usually promote big red candles. So you look at this one, you're coming down back to a level that you saw in June of last year at 52.52. So that's your next support level in KWEB.
I want to do some quick math to figure the 50% retracement in Boston.
From where?
In Boston beer.
Oh,
so we are. Oh no, we're not quite there. Okay, I think. I'm going to take that back.
What's that? Oh man, that stock. Well, it's stopped going down maybe a little bit. You got under 700. You're working into the candle. I'll tell you, I don't listen to a lot of things on CNBC, and I was listening to their CEO.
We're below that. I had to type it in wrong. We're below. We've given back half of the pandemic gains in one day, and not in one day, but a lot of it today.
Yeah, that CEO, I'll tell you right now, if you were listening to that, it didn't.
I didn't. What did he say?
It didn't instill any. I mean, it made me want to run out and buy the stock. He didn't have really anything to say that was.
You want to buy the beer is the important thing.
Yeah, or the seltzer thing. I don't know. Bad news. I mean, I guess you can lean on that low from today at 693.21, but something tells me that ain't going to be the low of the move. I just wanted to talk quickly about American Express. That was one that we had talked about. I mean, that got a little bit overdone, hit 180 in the pre-market. And, if you were leaning on that area as a stop out on a short, right in the first 15 minutes and the second 15 minutes, you put in a hard top right under that pre-market high. So there's a way to use the pre-market highs as, a stop or, if you were so inclined to take a profit in that one. It's still up 233, but gave it back a lot of those gains.
Shashi is asking for thoughts on Intel, please. I don't know if today has changed anything from what we said this morning. What's interesting though, actually, on that daily chart, there is that gap from January, right? That's interesting. But like other than that, it's like as they said, it'll take a year or two for them to really get back and recover from this massive shortage. So for the next year or two, I could easily see a reality where for the next year or two, Intel is just trading in this same range, 45 to 70.
70 would be a godsend here.
It would be.
I mean, at this point, do you need to go out? You are getting a little bounce here, but Intel it's a heavily traded stock and very widely held. Obviously, people are dumping in today, but it will give you an area. It will give you a couple lows in the same area. So if you're looking for a possible swing trade or a long trade, for now we'll focus on this 52.32. It has bounced 60 cents off that. We'll see what kind of news comes out over the weekend. But if it could put, 2 or 3 lows, as you said, it did fill that gap. If it put 2 or 3 lows in that area, then it could possibly get a bounce. But I'm not, small position. It's even a smaller part of my portfolio now, but not looking to add to it as of yet. 45, that's been the super long-term support. Is there enough momentum to take it down to 45 on this? I don't know, but right now you got a little sliver of hope that you have an earnings low overreaction with that 52.32 low.
Here's one we haven't talked about it for a while. Scott's Miracle Grow. This is from Lone Pigsy and Cub.
Where do these people come up with these names?
I don't know, Lone Pigsy and Cub. Where'd you come up with that name?
What is that?
you know what I almost want to do? I almost want to find every single stock, to the extent that there are any, every single stock that at least doubled last year, and I want to see what it's done, because this thing went in 1 year, not even from the March low, as you well know, Joel. We got to throw that
tripled.
76 to 250 in 13 months. So, like, come on, that's insanity.
I know, you look at the daily and you're like, oh my gosh, this thing is just absolutely getting murdered. But you go to a longer term chart and you look at the monthlies, and it's a 4-month correction. I think for this one, you do have a monthly low at 168.81. You got the 170.75.20 today. So that looks, based on the monthly charts, that's where you're headed in SMG. Having a little bit of an update today. To give a little bit more positive note on this one, instead of saying about it's bunching up here with a bunch of highs in the same area. So if you're looking to buy this on strength instead of weakness, where you at? You're at 182.79. You could get a little pop if you could clear this 184. 184 was your July 9th high. So you get above that, quiet consolidation, but got to knock out that 184 seller. I could see a little bit of a pop here in SMG.
Okay, a few more tickers from the chat. Who asked about Roblox? Somebody asked about Roblox a while back. Let's take a look at that, because I haven't looked at it for probably at least a week.
Got hit on Monday, the old Monday low. Taking a little bit of a breather. Still hanging out, really still trying to decide here after that IPO low at 60.51, the IPO high at 104. It's just deciding, what to do here at this $82 area. Little pause in the action after bouncing off to 75. You're making, you made the high for the week on Monday or on Friday, the low for the week on Monday. So figure your weekly number in between there, and looks like it's regaining some momentum. Down on the session 15 cents, no big deal. They haven't had their first earnings report yet, have they?
Let's find out. I went to the wrong place. 1 second. I don't think so. Wait, no, I think they did. Wait, let me check.
Oh, they did?
Roblox.
They've been out for a while.
Calendar. Earnings. They did. They had one in May. That was the first.
Oh, okay, so they should be coming up again soon.
3 weeks, looks like.
3 weeks? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Run up to the all-time high, pull back. Looks like you regained your footing at 75 on Monday, and looks like we turned back up.
Zero Busy on Twitch. We did talk about Google. Just rewind the stream like 20 minutes. 15 minutes. We talked about Google, but I see you, Zero Busy on Twitch. I see you.
So on Twitch, how do you see people on Twitch?
I see all of our chats, and we don't have many Twitch viewers, but we have Zero Busy. So what's up,
Zero Busy?
Okay, let's go to
3,000 in Google, man. I don't know what else to tell you. 2,800. How high did you get today? Boom, boom, boom. 27.76. So all right, I'll adjust my target to 2,800. It back $20 off the high. S&P's pulling back just a tad here. We hit 08 and a quarter, and now at 03 and a quarter. So someone's got to sell sometime and take some profits, right?
Theoretically, what's embarrassing? Someone asked about DFS, and I had to look up what that symbol, what that was. Discover Financial. We never talk about it. I'm a Discover customer. I have the credit card. I think I get some amazing rewards. Anyway, they had earnings this week. They beat on they actually crushed their EPS estimate. They crushed it. Estimate was 375. Actual was 555. Sales blew it away as well. Estimate was 2.9 billion. Actual 3.5 billion. They also approved a $2.4 billion buyback, and they did a dividend raise from 44 cents a share to 50 cents a share. That was all on a Wednesday after the close. We didn't talk about DFS this week.
I'm not concerned, But I think that with all that good news and everything, and the way things have just been breaking out and just continuing to break out, I would have expected a little bit more follow through in this move.
Yeah.
But what you should do here over the next week or so, what was the high? The high was 127.65. That was buffeted by a 27.36 high and a 27.32 high. Struggled to get up there today. So, the good news would be is if it just chops, a little bit here and here and then takes it out. I would be a little bit concerned if you can't within the next week or two, take out that 127.65 high and keep on going. Great monthly support in here if you just don't want to worry about it and put a stop in under 113, put it 112.90, 113.04 was your June low. We're coming near the end of July. July low was 113.08. So if you want to give yourself some room, but let's knock out that seller. It's probably a seller in the 127 handle, a little bit thinner of a stock, waits for it to get up above 127, then comes in with the big order.
Thoughts. Here's Dino dropping a ticker that was the stock we talked about for every day for a couple weeks, and that was months ago. Playboy, PLBY. Oh, down below 30.
What do you think?
Holy cow! Why was it ever? This was the one SPAC. It was this and UTS, right? Where like the two SPACs that like they didn't stop going up until they did. And they both peaked at around the same time, actually. UTS was early May. Playboy was it was the same day. It was the same day. UTS and Playboy. Is there a trade? UTS, UTZ.
Oh, okay.
They peaked on the same day. Is that a coincidence? I don't know.
Oh boy.
Is there a Playboy pretzel pair trade going on? Maybe.
What, UTS is a pretzel maker?
Yeah, UTS. UTZ, come on. The pretzels?
I've never had them. Have I had them?
Seriously?
I don't know. Are they like the soft pretzels or?
No, they're like in the chips. Come on, chat, help me out here.
UTZ?
You've never heard of UTS? I can't believe it.
I haven't.
Wow.
Wow. No, I don't. Playboy, I mean, it stopped going down. It's consolidating. It has a couple lows in the same area. So you have a buyer here at 27 over the last two sessions. So you have a reference point. You're at 28.28. I think you get back over 30. You get a little bit, get a little bit more going to the upside. Just under this 27, where are you going to, I mean, what's this low here? That low is at 27 too. So you're hitting a support level, not exactly ripping out of there. So I see the support. It signs with another daily low. I think you miss it. You maybe, you're going to be trading under 25. SPOO's going out over 4,200 here. A little bit of selling into the close. Nothing major. Yeah, great day, except if you own some banks and Tesla, but can't be as wild next week as it was this week.
Oh, I wholeheartedly disagree. Next week is the big week for earnings, so it should be a fun one. So please remember, everyone, that all the information from our show, all of our shows, in fact, are meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Smash the like button. Joel, have a great weekend, sir. Money Mitch is coming up live right now, and that'll be it. Everyone have a great weekend. I might see you on the stream here in a little bit, but if I don't, have a good weekend. Reminder, the boot camp, Benzinga Boot Camp, is tomorrow, benzingabootcamp.com. We're also restreaming the Robinhood IPO Roadshow tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. So, for Joel Elconin, I'm Spencer Israel. Money Mitch is live right now. The stream will end and redirect you to that.